Hello and welcome back to the Stand Canvas. Today I thought you'd like to see my process of how I pick color schemes and compositions for commissioned pieces. I was commissioned to make a set of paintings for a Christmas present. So I kind of rushed this, but I thought, let's make a video out of it. So I start off with going through all of my art supplies, like everything, like the acrylics, all the different kind of paints I have, and I kind of pick some that I feel would look great with what the client kind of wants and what that we've discussed already. And then I also go through, let's say, like my acrylic inks and pick similar colors that would work well with what I've chosen so far. And then I go through, my soft pastels and I just pluck out the ones that I feel would work with my color scheme again. And then also I do the same with my oil pastels and my pencils. And then I like choose some charcoal and white charcoal and different, softnesses of charcoal because I want to get different marks down on my page. I'm not looking for realistic. This was not a realistic commissioned piece. This was just, something lovely, something like it didn't have to look like anything, but they wanted it to go well with a nature kind of scene kind of thing. And I also go through all my mark making tools. So I have my little, scratchers, and I have my paint pushers, and I have my palette knives. I even have this really cool tool. It looks like a comb. It's actually a paintbrush cleaner, but it's, great for making these cool, like grassy marks if you scruffy toe the paint to get to the paint underneath and stuff. And then once I've chosen all my different kind of colors from all of my different mediums and things like that that I feel like I might want to use, it doesn't mean that I have to use all of these colors. Like I have them at hand. I don't have to go looking, but if I don't want to use it, I don't have to. And then because it is a sister, like there's two canvases, two different paintings going to two different people, but they wanted them to be similar in, you know, composition and similar in subject matter. So I go in on my little practice sheets here. This is not going to be for sale for anybody. This is just me figuring out color schemes with the colors I've chosen and composition. So how are these two paintings going to relate to each other? And then how are they going to look? Like I just do a whole bunch of them. I made 7 little tiny mini 5x7 paintings here, and then I showed the client, and then they picked the ones that they wanted. And then so yeah, so this is me just picking different colors. The first one up the top here, I did more on the yellow side, yellow ochres, that thing. I don't have very bright ones, so that kind of orangey yellowy color you see there is raw sienna. It's quite a beautiful color. I use a lot of Payne's gray in this. I love Payne's gray. It's one of my favorites. I actually don't use any black in this. The only black that goes on to these pages here is actually from the charcoal pencils that I used to like scratch in some little marks here and there in. All this darkness you see here is Payne's gray, and it's actually mixed with a bunch of different beautiful greens. I have green gold and hooker's green and olive green, and they're just a color palette that I really, really adore this color palette, really. And then for the blues, I mixed my own kind of blue. There's a tad of cerulean blue and some Payne's gray and a lot of white. And I just kind of push it around so that the sky looks somewhat interesting. It's not just a plain old flat sky. And then you see I have a lot of like pop colors that, oh, don't mind that noise. That's just my furnace popping on. I have a lot of colors that, draw the eye to it. So you don't want to put a lot of those in. You want to just, texture in just a tiny little bit to bring your eye there. You don't want to overpower the pieces. Actually, these two bottom pieces here that you see are the ones that actually the client has picked. I apologize now for the humming in the background. This is going to get a bit louder because my furnace is right next to my studio. But yeah, so this is me going in with the dark greens, and then I just use my palette knife, and then I'm pushing it around with my, I don't even know what it's called. It's some kind of a silicone pusher thing. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a little bit too big, so I didn't really like it too much. It did make beautiful marks though. And then this is me going in with the charcoal, and it just, like, I don't know if you can see these wonderful little stringy lines, grassy kind of looking lines that the charcoal puts in. It's just beautiful. And then, yeah, I'm just trying all kinds of different art supplies in. It's kind of like a play, you know, you're kind of playing with all these things. You have your specific set of colors, you have your specific set of media that you're going to use, and you don't need to really think about it. I already know ahead of time all these colors work together, but I am just picking and choosing for each little one to see, you know, which one will be the best for my client. You will see in a minute, I actually take off all the paint or all the tape and give you a glimpse of up close some of these. I think actually I might take some of these little studies and work them into videos later, maybe make something better out of them. I don't know. I have 7 of them anyways, so I have a lot of practice time. I can revisit all these colors later on. They did their job. I've sorted out my color scheme, and my client likes the final pieces that I made for him. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. This is just a little bit of one of my processes on how to figure out composition. I mean, you know, I could have probably did it differently, but it is what it is. So I'll see you next time. Bye for now.